Hey guys, what's going on, mate? Welcome back to the channel of Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. I hope you're doing well, mate. I really do hope that. Welcome back to Chelsea News. Yes, of course, the daily series here on the channel where I see what's being said about Chelsea, giving you my opinion on it, friends. More importantly, asking for yours. And your opinion is important to me, mate. Today we're talking about a lot of things. The price of Sterling. No, that's not a peculiar economic joke. That is the literal transfer fee of Man City's Raheem Sterling. Also saith reports and murmurs. Rafinha, Ousmane Dembele, Matthijs de Ligt. And we're even going to react to an article talking about Frankie de Jong's Manchester United saga, but could Chelsea swoop in and try and sign the the Netherlands international, however you say it? Anyway, thank you for joining me. Settle in, get comfortable. I thank all of you for your interactions that contribute to the channel's success, such as likes, comments, and subscriptions. You are all welcome to subscribe, of course, should you choose to do so. Hit that sweet, sweet bell, baby. All right. Well, let's start with Raheem Sterling then. As reported by Cy Phillips and Court Offside and people like that a fee had been agreed a couple of days ago. And we also have been informed, we as in the readers, the fans, that Sterling has broadly agreed and accepted terms with Chelsea, that he'd have no issue in terms of what Chelsea could offer him as a contract moving forward, and indeed what his position would be in the team. Now, the reported fee is £45 million plus add-ons, and they're saying, well, reporters are suggesting the add-ons are up to 10 million. But that's fine, because if you achieve those add-ons, it means you've done well, and the signing is a success. The transfer is a success. £45 million up front for Raheem Sterling, serial Premier League winner Raheem Sterling, in his prime at 27 years old. Yes, this is the kind of signing that we've all had to percolate on and think about and reflect on and let it ferment in our brains. And over time, most of us have become more positive about Raheem Sterling. At first, it was probably quite an unsexy signing because he's a known quantity. It's not exotic. It's not, in many ways, risky, and that's what we want to get the juices flowing as football fans. But after a while, we all reflected on it and we're like, yeah, good signing. And if we do indeed secure this, which by all accounts has been agreed loosely, £45 million is a good deal. Exciting. What shirt number is Raheem Sterling going to wear? Is he going to wear the number 9? That would be interesting, wouldn't it? Comes to Chelsea, I mean, obviously if Werner goes, he could take the number 11, I suppose. He would, Kante's got number 7, so he's not going to have that sort of winger number. I think he should just take the number 9, even if he plays out wide or plays as a false 9. Bearing in mind, remember, Raheem Sterling did do a lot of football. He did a lot of football, mate. He played a lot of his football as a false 9 at times, in a fluid front three, which one would imagine, Thomas Tuchel would be looking to employ in his Chelsea. Dude, pre-season has started. Did you know that? Mental. Today! It starts today, on a Saturday. We've only been away for a little short amount of time. Pre-season has begun. The players who were away on international duty are yet to return, but the players that weren't have reported back today by all accounts. So we are moving. Things are in motion. Players at Cobham training, talking about the upcoming season, the formations, the plans, the tactics, possibly the new additions. All, are you going to go on loan? Aren't you? What are you going to be up? What's going on? Begins today. So anyway, let me know your thoughts on Raheem Sterling. Do you think he should wear the number 9? Trivial, thing that's relatively unimportant. But why not? Let's talk about this kind of stuff. It's fun and it's exciting. Just to formalise what I've said, at Cy Phillips Sport, good reference aggregation for Chelsea News on Twitter. They agreed in principle for Raheem Sterling around £45 million plus add-ons, as I reported yesterday. Well done, Cy. No issue with terms. Formalities to be completed now. Whether Ake goes in the same deal or part of the agreement or separate, it's not a done deal until the clubs confirm, remember. So essentially until he's holding up the shirt. But in terms of Man City and Chelsea shaking hands going, yeah, that'll do, we'll agree on that price. Sterling going to Chelsea, yeah, I'll join Chelsea. That's where we are so far. But there's a little wiggly bits in between that need to be ironed out. Now, Rafinha, let's talk about Rafinha. It remains the same. He wants to go to Barcelona. although Chelsea and Leeds agreed a transfer fee, and we were like, certainly I reacted to it as he was sold, because, you read Chelsea and Leeds United agree the transfer of Rafinha to Chelsea, and you think, perhaps rather arrogantly, well, because it was reported that Chelsea had agreed terms with him as well, like 115k a week. You're just like, well, of course he's going to want to come to Chelsea. It's Leeds United, and it's Chelsea. Of course he's going to come to us, and now the transfer fee's been agreed. It's a matter of time. Perhaps, like I said, arrogantly to a degree from us, or certainly I can speak for myself as Chelsea fans, but turns out in the back of his head, he had a preference. It's Barcelona. He told his agent, Deco, put a pin in that, mate. Let's do all we can to go to Barcelona. So there is a chance he might still end up at Chelsea. But it just feels like, in your gut, you just have a feeling, what? I gotta stop doing this on camera because it looks like I'm suggesting I have breasts. I think he'll go to Barcelona now. But the interesting thing is, Ousmane Dembele, of course, officially now, since yesterday, is a free agent. If I wonder if they'll go for both. I feel like they might not go for both. If Rafinha agreed 115k a week at Chelsea, he will agree something similar at Barcelona, and that is going to be less than half of what the wage demands are for Ousmane Dembele. I think they're the same age as well. So, and Rafinha is suddenly like a new shining star of that Brazil team as well. I was hearing some expert talk about him that knows much more about football than I, and he's becoming talismanic for that Brazil national team. So they probably do really want Rafinha, Barcelona. And he's like an important player target. And Ousmane Dembele, Chelsea will probably put an offer in for him. And is in like a contract offer, some terms, wages, relatively high, I suppose. And there's a chance Chelsea sign. If Chelsea sign Raheem Sterling and Ousmane Dembele, despite all the sagas in between, that would be very difficult not to get excited about. Of course, there's stories in between talking about Neymar being offered to Chelsea, but I'm not sure how realistic that is. Now, let's move on. We've been obviously speaking about Matthijs de Ligt recently, who wants to come to Chelsea because he's been impressed with Thomas Tuchel's coaching of Chelsea's defenders and the improved quality or the development, essentially, of the defenders. And, as a defender, that must be alluring to you. And it's been cited in recent journalism that he's impressed with how Tony Rudiger has come along and how good he is now. And, that's rather intelligent to see that and be like, I want a bit of that for me. Originally, Juventus wanted the buyout clause, which is like 110 million. But now there were reports suggesting today, floating around, that a proposal of 60 million plus 9 million add-ons is actually being considered by Juventus. So 60 million up front for Matthijs de Ligt, that suddenly seems very, very positive and very alluring if we are to believe said reports. And that could be really good business for the high-profile 22-year-old centre-back. And if he is indeed a target of Thomas Tuchel, then that seems very positive, isn't it? Matthijs de Ligt, 60 million. I don't know what's going on with Jules Koundé. Barcelona, every freaking player that's to do with Chelsea, that's involved with Chelsea in some way or another, is wanted by Barcelona. Whether it's Andreas Christensen, Cesar Azpilicueta, Marcus Alonso, Rafinha, Jules Koundé, and, the only one we want the other way is bloody Ousmane Dembele. It's not fair. So they're just pissing me off now, Barcelona. Anyway, whatever. Look, man, Jules Koundé, Sevilla are playing a weird game. In a way, I'm just like, let it go. I go then. Do you know what I mean? Is he a target of Thomas Tuchel? We're inclined to think he is, but it could be a long-term target worked on by the Chelsea scouting team and slowly negotiated by Marina Granovskaya. We need a centre-back. If we get Jules Koundé, great, he's good. If we don't, whatever, man. It's grinding on me now. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Let's talk about Frenkie de Jong then, because this has been in all sorts of headlines. And as a channel that reacts to headlines, this is what we do. So we're going to react accordingly, mate. I'm going to read an article from The Express by Charlie Gordon. Thank you, Gordon. Little Francis Bourgeois reference there. Frenkie de Jong's thoughts on joining Chelsea as Blues monitor Manchester United talks. Chelsea could stand a good chance of signing Frenkie de Jong from Barcelona. There you go. There's another Barcelona player that could be the other way. If the opportunity comes about due to his preference for Champions League football, despite Manchester United having agreed a fee for the midfielder, have they? Okay, fair enough. The Blues are reportedly keeping tabs on the situation in case a move to Old Trafford falls through. Of course, as well, Erik ten Hag link. I thought that was like the strongest link in terms of going to play for his old gaffer. Maybe. Man United have placed all their eggs in De Jong's basket. Get them out of there. This summer, with Erik ten Hag keen to reunite with the former Ajax youngster. An initial £56 million that could rise to £73 million has already been agreed. Well, £56 million doesn't seem insane for Frenkie de Jong, does it? I mean, I don't even know anymore. Didn't they pay that much for him-ish? Personal terms are not deemed a formality. Well, Man United pay players loads of money. That should never be a problem. It should be a problem because you convince them that you're going to win stuff and you're going to have a coach that works. That's the issue with Man United. You're always going to get paid a lot of money. But that's partly because The Guardian claim that De Jong is keen to play Champions League football next season, and Chelsea are monitoring proceedings in case the player has a change of heart on his move to United. Poor guy. The Red Devils could be made to pay for their poor campaign last season, which saw them finish 6th and qualify for the Europa League. The Blues, meanwhile, finished a relatively comfortable 3rd under Thomas Tuchel, seeing their spots in the European elite competition, the Champions League, of which they won the season before. And we are referencing, of course, Chelsea, champions of the world, Chelsea Football Club. If you know, you know. Although talks between De Jong and United are believed to be in an advanced stage, Chelsea could hope. This is a bit like hopeful here. Late twist that the player's previous comments, for one, openly admitted several weeks ago that he would prefer not to join Manchester United, despite. Wait, hold on. Based on the player's previous comments. For one, he openly admitted several weeks ago he would prefer not to join United. Oh, okay, so yeah, on June the 15th, he said Frenkie de Jong is flattered by Man United's interest, but insists he's happy at Barcelona. Probably Barcelona just want to sell him for the money. Don't make me go to Man United! Don't make me go! I don't want to go, Dad! I don't want to go! So you have to go. I don't want to go! You have to go. Poor Frenkie de Jong. Look, I'm not going to read the rest of this, because I can't be asked. Frenkie de Jong, he's a good player. I do think Chelsea could do with another midfielder. But Frenkie de Jong, for me, and this might be a layman's analysis that perhaps I'm not a football hipster enough to know the intricacies of de Jong's play. And maybe he's quite a roaming midfielder, maybe a little bit more of a regista as well, because he's sort of total football vibe. Take the ball, pass the ball, take the ball, pass the ball, as well as being a bit mobile. What he doesn't seem like, and I might be wrong, is a CDM. And again, to reiterate what many Chelsea fans want, is a good solid anchor, a stopper in front of the back four, to stop those transitional vulnerabilities, which make you concede goals. And one maybe as well that can score the odd goal and pass the ball forward. Declan Rice. Now, I put it to you guys, what do you think of a midfielder? In fact, I put all the stuff to you. What do you think about Matthijs de Ligt, 60 million plus add-ons? Good deal. 45 million plus add-ons for Sterling? Good deal. What do you think? Rafinha, you all right without him going to Barcelona? Do you still think we should go in for Ousmane Dembele? Tell me all your thoughts, feelings, and opinions, dear sweet viewers. And some of you listeners who don't actually want to see the face, you just listen. That's fine too. Obviously, lots going on. The season's inching closer. So make sure you do hit the bell when you subscribe, and thank you for liking and commenting and sharing. Cool. See you soon. Peace.